Hello students, welcome to our channel SD Biology classes. In our last video, we have learned about meristematic tissue and the simple permanent tissue. We have learned that the meristematic tissues help in the growth of the plant, apical, lateral and intercalary growth of the plant. Whereas we also have learned that the parenchymatous tissue help in the storage of different substances in the plant body, collenchyma tissue give the flexibility to the plant body, and the sclerenchymatous tissue give the mechanical strength to the plant body. But till now, we did not know that which type of tissue help in the conduction of water, minerals and food in the plant body. This is done by the vascular tissue, one type of complex tissue. So today we are going to know about the complex permanent tissue. So students, today our learning objectives are: what is complex permanent tissue? What are the types of complex permanent tissue? The one type of complex permanent tissue, that is xylem, its components and its function, and also we have the most important part of the video, that is the assignment portion. So let's start it. So students, first of all we will know about what is complex permanent tissue. See here, the tissue which is made up of more than one type of cells. The tissue which is made up of more than one type of cells and work together as a unit is called as the complex permanent tissue. Here, more than one type of cells, that means what? The cells are not similar to each other. Not similar to each other. And they originate from a same mother cell, but they perform together a same function. Then this type of tissue is called as the complex permanent tissue. Why it is called as the complex? Because here all the cells are dissimilar to each other. That's why it is called as the complex permanent tissue. And the cells lost the power of division, so it is called as the permanent tissue. Now, as all the cells are of different type, so the complex permanent tissue are also called as the heterogeneous tissue. Complex permanent tissues are also heterogeneous as they made up of more than one type of cells which are of different types. Now we will know about the types of the complex permanent tissue. Now what are the types of the complex permanent tissue? The types of complex permanent tissues are xylem and phloem. The xylem and phloem together called as the vascular tissue, and they make the vascular bundle. Usually we can see that in the vascular bundle, the diagram of the vascular bundle is like this. And in the vascular bundle, the xylem and the phloem tissue arranged in this way, and in between the xylem and phloem tissue, another type of tissue sometimes are present, that is called as the cambium. Usually it is present in the vascular bundle of the stem. Now, in the embryo stage, the cambium tissue that is present in the embryo stage, that is called as procambium. And the xylem and the phloem tissues are formed from the procambium. So, due to the division of the cells in the procambium, the xylem and the phloem tissues are formed during the embryo stage, that is during the development of the radicle and the plumule. When the vascular bundles are formed in the primary root and also in the growing stem, that time the xylem and the phloem tissues are formed from the procambium. Procambium is the part or the tissue which is present in the embryo stage, from where the xylem and the phloem tissues are developed. Now, in today's video, we will know about the xylem tissue. So students, now we will talk about xylem tissue, its components and its functions. The term xylem was coined by Nageli. On the basis of the origin of the xylem tissue, we can divide the xylem tissue into two types. The first formed xylem tissue, or the xylem tissue that we can see during the primary growth of the plant, during the seedling stage of the plant, that is called as the primary xylem. And the later formed xylem tissue that we can see during the secondary growth of the plant, when the plants grow enough and it shows the growth in the growth. During that stage, the secondary growth occurs. The xylem tissue formed in the later period or later developmental stage of the plant body is called as the secondary xylem. So simply on the basis of the origin of the xylem tissue, the first formed xylem tissues are called as the primary xylem, and the secondly formed or during the secondary growth, the xylem tissue which is formed, that is called as the secondary xylem. Now, what is the function of the xylem tissues? Xylem tissue help in the conduction of water and minerals from the root to the leaves of the plant. By the root hair, the water and minerals are absorbed from the soil, and then it will be transported by the xylem tissue present in the root to the xylem tissue present in the stem, and ultimately it reach to the xylem tissue present in the leaf. So in this way, the conduction of water occurs from root to the leaf through the stem portions. Except this function, the xylem tissue also give the mechanical strength to the plant body, and sometimes it stores certain food materials also within it. So these are the main functions of the xylem tissue. But how this conduction of water and minerals occur? How the xylem tissue provide the mechanical support to the plant body? For knowing this, or to get the answer of this question, we have to know about the components of the xylem tissue. What are the four components of the xylem tissues? Tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber, and xylem parenchyma. In the very first stage of the video, I have told you that xylem tissues are made up of different types of cells. Now these cells, some of these cells are living and some of these cells are dead. So the members of the xylem tissue, that is tracheid, vessel, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma, out of these four members, three members, that is tracheid, vessels and xylem fiber, are made up of the dead cells. Only the living member of the xylem tissue is the xylem parenchyma. So it is made up of the living cells. So as most of the members of the xylem tissues, that is tracheid, vessel and xylem fiber, all these three components of the xylem tissues are dead cells. That's why the xylem tissue is also called as the dead tissue. That's why the xylem tissue is also called as the dead tissue. Now we will know about all these members of the xylem tissue one by one. So students, first of all, we will know about the first member of the xylem tissue, that is tracheid. Tracheid are long elongated cells. With a very narrow cell lumen. So it is long elongated cell. Cell wall is made up of mainly lignin in addition to cellulose. In the cell wall material, lignin is also present. So highly lignified cell wall. Cell wall is very thick. Due to deposition of the lignin, the cell lumen become narrow. The cell lumen is narrow and the end of the tracheid are blunt or tapering end. Now inside the cell, at the maturity of the trachea, the inner part of the cell, that is nucleus and cytoplasm, lost. So at maturity it becomes dead. So it is the dead cell. So what are the basic features of the trachea? The cells are long elongated. The cell wall is made up of cellulose and high amount of lignin, that is the lignified cell wall. Cell wall is very much thick. As a result, the lumen become very narrow. At maturity level, the inner part of the cell lack protoplasm, so the cells are dead, and the end are the blunt or tapering end. In addition to this, we have to remember that in the end wall of the trachea member, the pits are present. The pits are present. And what type of pits? Bordered pits. What is this pit? We have seen that the lignin deposition occurs in the trachea cell wall. The places where the lignin is not deposited in the cell wall, that portions are called as the pit. So pits are the unlignified part of the cell wall. So simply, pits are formed where the lignin is not deposited in the cell wall of the trachea. So usually we can see that the end wall of the trachea has the pits or has the bordered pits. So here we have the structure of the trachea. Now, on the lateral wall as well as on the end wall of the trachea, bordered pits are present. These are the bordered pits. Now the question is that what is pit? In case of trachea cell wall, we have seen that the lignin deposition is there. So the places where lignin is not deposited in the cell wall, that places form a pit-like structure. So pits are the unlignified part of the cell wall. Unlignified part of the cell wall. So on the trachea cell wall, we can see the bordered pits, and the tracheids are arranged just laterally one after another and help in the conduction of the water and minerals. Now where can we see the tracheids? Trachea is present in the xylem tissue of angiosperm, gymnosperm, and also in the xylem tissue of the pteridophyta. So we can see the trachea in case of angiosperm, gymnosperm, as well as in the xylem tissue of pteridophyta also. So these are the basic idea about trachea. Now we will know about the vessel. Now the second member of the xylem tissue, that is commonly called as the vessels. Now vessels are long or less longer than the trachea. They are cylindrical structure, cylindrical cell. Cell wall is thinner than the trachea. So cell wall is comparatively thinner. As the cell wall is comparatively thinner, so the inner part of the cell, that is the lumen, is broader. And the end wall of the vessels, we will get perforation. perforated end wall. So here we will see that the member of the vessels or the vessel's member, each and every cell of the vessels are cylindrical in cell shape. Cell wall is comparatively thinner. Here also it is made up of lignin. In addition to cellulose, lignin is present in the cell wall, and the lumen is comparatively broader, and at the end wall we will get the perforation, that is the pores are present in the end wall, and through these pores the conduction of water occurs from one vessel member to the another vessel member. Here, like the trachea, the cells are also dead cells. So at maturity, the cytoplasm and the nucleus lost. So it is also the dead cell. It is the advanced type of conducting tissue. Advanced conducting tissue. On the lateral wall of the vessel, we will see here also the pits are present, but the pits are of simple pits. Pits are of simple pits. So these are the few differences also from the trachea. Later on we will discuss about the differences between the trachea and the vessels. So what are the basic features of the vessels? Each member of the vessel, that is the vessel members or the cells of the vessel, they are cylindrical in shape. The cell wall is comparatively thinner, and the cell wall is also made up of lignin. The cell is dead cell, that is at maturity the nucleus and the cytoplasm is lost. At the end wall we get perforation, so they have the perforated end wall. So these are the basic features of the vessels. Now the function of vessels is also, it helps in the conduction of water. Now the question is that where can we see the vessels? Vessels are present in the angiosperm only. It is absent in case of gymnosperm, and also it is absent in case of pteridophyta. Now another two members of the xylem tissue. The xylem fiber. The xylem fiber are highly thickened. They have highly thickened cell wall. The xylem fiber are fiber-like cells which are present in the xylem tissue. They have highly thickened cell wall, and due to this highly thickened cell wall, they give the mechanical strength to the xylem tissue. Another member of the xylem tissue is the xylem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma is made up of the parenchymatous tissue. Made up of parenchyma tissue, hence it has thin cell wall, and it is the living member of the xylem tissue. So they have thin cell wall, and the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cell wall is made up of cellulose, and these cells are living, whereas the xylem fiber, they are also the dead cells. So what is the function of the parenchymatous what is the function of the xylem parenchyma? It helps in the storage of food and other substances like tannins. So these are the four members of the xylem tissue. Now we will know about the differences between the trachea and the vessels. Students, a common question is asked in the exam, that is the differences between the trachea and the vessels. Now we are going to discuss about the differences between trachea and vessel. First of all, tracheids are the primitive type of conducting tissue. Whereas vessels are the advanced conducting tissue. Second difference is that if we see the structure of the trachea and the vessels, the cells of the cells are elongated with tapering end. In case of vessels, the cells are cylindrical with broad end. Cell wall is very thick. Here the cell wall is thinner in compared to the cell wall of the trachea. As the cell wall is very thick, so the lumen of the cell is narrower. So the trachea has narrow lumen, whereas the lumen of the vessels are broader. The end walls of the trachea has the bordered pits. Whereas in the end wall of the vessels we get perforation. So it has perforated end wall. Now where can we see the trachea and the vessels? The tracheae are present in angiosperm, gymnosperm, and also in the pteridophyta. But the vessels are present only in the angiosperm. So these are the basic differences between trachea and vessels. Now we will discuss some similarities between trachea and vessels also. Now what are the similarities? Between trachea and vessels? First of all, trachea and vessels both are dead cell. Both are dead cells. Secondly, they have lignified cell wall. Trachea and vessels, both of them help in conduction of water. Help in conduction of water and minerals. And both of them are found in angiosperm. So these are the basic similarities between trachea and the vessels. So students, from today's lesson we have learnt about the one type of complex permanent tissue, that is xylem. Their components, and also we have learnt about their structure. So students, here is the most important part of the video, that is the assignment portion. Some questions are given, you have to give the answer. So students, from today's video we got the idea of complex permanent tissue, that is the xylem tissue, how it helps in the conduction of water, that is due to the trachea and vessels, they help in the conduction of water. The xylem parenchyma help in the storage material and to supply the food to the xylem tissue, whereas the xylem fiber give the mechanical strength to the xylem tissue. Students, in the next video we will know that which tissue help in the transportation of the food material that is prepared in the leaf of the plant. And the tissue that help in this function is the phloem tissue. Phloem is the another type of the complex permanent tissue. So in the next video we will know about the phloem tissue. Thank you.